Imagine a glorious Japanese garden right in the heart of the city. A Zen garden, a koi pond, and cherry trees. Sure, we could do the same thing our city's builders have been doing for years, or we could show the world what creative city building is all about. Sign the petition to save the lot and give something different to the players of Cities Skylines.
Okay, we're catching up on a game that's due out very soon. It's less than a month to go, and I'm surprised that it's this finished, and I played it, and it really feels like you're getting there. It's very solid, and I have to say it was very accessible as well for first-time player. Is that something you've worked very hard to try and achieve?
Absolutely. It is very important to us that I think these kind of games, city builders and simulation games, this is mostly about the UI, how to present the information to the player, and we've put like extra care to try and make it really easy for people to get into the game. So it's very, very important to us.
And the different zones and everything is very interesting how you approach that. There is a lot of information though if you go underneath those sort of basic things where you see everything.
Yeah, we just try to facilitate to like many different kind of players, because we have those players who just want to create a beautiful city. They can actually go and get these mods, which is like unlimited money, and then unlock all and have all the buildings like ready from the start, so you can actually just build the beautiful city and not worry about the finances. But then we have those players who really just want to kind of balance the city, think about the strategy behind it, like how to build an optimal and perfect city.
Yeah, because that's what I found every time when I start. It gets a little bit ugly in the beginning before you sort of get to know how to best make use of all the different squares that are there and that are available, and especially when you got to put it in a park somewhere and you have to optimize things. So there's a lot of spatial thinking that goes into it.
Yeah, I think it's a part of the kind of city building, and then that's why we have like you can upgrade roads, for example, after you have laid them down, so you don't have to worry if there are things you want to change later on. You can do that. But I do totally get the feel, like I understand your point there, that in the beginning, just to find the best ways of doing things, it does take a little bit of time. But we try to make it so that the game helps you out as much as possible in the beginning, especially.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the sort of the pacing that the city develop, and you unlock more and more different things to do, so it's not overwhelming in the beginning. You have a limited few options, then as you grow the city you get more and more options.
Yeah, that's exactly the point, because we don't have a separate tutorial, because we very strongly felt that you kind of don't want to go someplace, build a little city, and then like lose it forever, in the sense. Like now you can actually start the city and then continue it until you're ready with it, which might be never. So
that's the hard thing though, because I played it here for an hour and now my city is lost forever.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about these kind of preview events.
I'm sorry. But it's only a month away, so you will get the game soon, I guess. But it's definitely something that these kind of games, it's all about creating that your kind of vision of what a city should be or how you want to make it work.
And then of course it's not only the different options that you have available, but you actually unlock more space. So you grow your city, and of course, you know, natural. For me, I always try to put the industry and the wind power things in the sides. But how do I then grow my city? It's a very I mean, at the end of the day, I only got to play like the first hour or so, and that's the beginning. But what can you talk about sort of the later game and what kind of things will unlock?
So basically, when you start, you have this 2 kilometer time 2 kilometer square, that's the first map tile. You get to unlock 9 of these in total. So it really gives you more options. You might want to kind of create small towns and then connect those, or then just go for that really like a huge city. But in the game, it's not only about just unlocking the population milestones that we discussed and kind of getting all the city services, but after that you get these unique buildings they are like special buildings that you kind of have to, almost like in-game achievements, you have to work toward those, and then if you have collected enough of those, you get to build this grand monument at the end. And this is the end game content we have, for example, a medical center, which basically covers pretty much the whole healthcare of a really big city. So and after that, it's really just you kind of get a different challenge out of it, because then you get to optimize the other things in the game. So this is just, you might play like hours, tens of hours, hundreds of hours in one map.
Yeah, it was interesting because I think I unlocked a mall or something on the second level, and I didn't really know about the different objectives and stuff. And then I went in to look at it, and there's the first one is to actually have a minus economy. Then you get a statue or something that you can build.
Yeah, I mean the requirements vary. So there's something that kind of is when you succeed, but we also have a couple which is like kind of encouraging you, like even if you're not very successful in the beginning, we try to kind of make it easy for you to continue still building the city, even if it has a challenge to it, the game. So it's not too easy to just like start making it.
And of course, as a developer, you have your roots in the public transportation simulation stuff, and that is very much a part of it in this game as well.
Yeah, I mean we do have transport options. What we did this time around is the mass transit options, buses and metro. They're very streamlined. You don't go adjusting ticket prices or like too deep in there, because it's one part of the city building, and we try to balance it so that it's not too much micromanagement, but more like organic part of building the city.
Yeah, I guess what you could say is that it's more about designing the public transport than it is about actually running it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly, and kind of figuring out that what are the needs of the city. For example, do you need to place an airport? Do you have tourism coming in so much that you want to kind of facilitate that? Or for the cargo trains and ships, for example, do you have natural resources in the map, or do you need to make sure that there are connections that the industries can thrive, basically importing the raw materials?
One of the things that is a lot of fun about this genre is when things go wrong as well, and I'm sure you have some sort of ideas of how people can make things go wrong. What can you tell us about that part, and for those of us who are not perhaps the best mayors in the world?
Well, I mean, there's also the thing that you can kind of choose how you want to play. So you can be absolutely horrible mayor. You can like pollute the entire nature and just make it all about like making money. Or then you can go with the kind of like citizen friendly and nature friendly option. One example, for example, because we have the dynamic water system, placing a dam in a little bit of a wrong place might actually cause a huge flood. So this is something that is not recommended, but it can happen. And it just kind of trying to balance your city in a way. It can be a little bit tricky in the beginning when you're getting to know the game and trying to figure out like what are the best things. We've had jokes about people basically killing all the citizens, so it's like because they actually do have a lifespan in this game. And so the citizens of Cities Skylines actually they are born and they go to school if you provide education, and then they go to work life, retire, and eventually they pass away. So you have to take care of all the aspects of kind of the life of those citizens.
Another thing that is both sort of serious stuff and fun stuff is the policies. You have the sort of the no pets policies and was it medical use or legalize it or something like that. I found it was very interesting that it sort of decreases the crime a little bit, but it causes some issues anyway for law enforcement to take care of.
Yeah, exactly. No, like why we have the policies, it's just that you can customize different kind of like districts and just kind of have fun with the kind of, you can set rules for the citizens, and there are the kind of funny ones like pet ban. Really, I mean, it just bans the pets. It doesn't have deeper gameplay meaning. Of course, people won't be too happy about it, but then we have taxation policies, like really something that you have to plan, like how do I do in certain areas if we want to favor industry over something else, and it's really kind of bringing complexity to the game.
Oh yeah, okay. So can you have different sort of regulation in terms of taxes for different? So you can have an area where you really want all your industry to move to one area. You can sort of incentivize them to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with creating the different districts and then setting the policies for those certain districts, you get really variation. You could have a kind of a slum area and then a really thriving residential area, for example.
Very interesting. So I guess it's just the final few weeks now before you're ready to go. best of luck, and I look forward to playing it when I can keep playing it for a bit.
Thank you so much.